What's good, everybody? What's good? What's good, everybody? It's your boy Doc Holiday, and we are back. We are back. We are back. We are back. If you haven't done it by now, make sure that you like the stream. Make sure that you comment, share it, and most of all, subscribe. Subscribe to become a member of the hottest HBCU podcast that's going on right now, and also just subscribe to just subscribe because you like what we do out here. You know what I'm saying? We for the people, by the people. Uh, stuff like this is long overdue. Being long winded, but I'm waiting for my co-host to get up there here if she's coming in. Um, if not, I will be doing this solo dolo. But you know, I have no problem with doing it like that. But welcome to Monday Night Review. The Monday Night Review is sponsored by no one just yet. No one just yet. I'm gonna see all the people coming in. We got HBCU Band Talk. What's good, my brother? We got Johnny Green. Oh yeah, JSU by 40. By 40. We got Miss Sabrina. How you doing? Rank one. What's good, fam? What's good? Make sure everybody coming in. Trying to make sure everything is copacetic. And the missus is coming. Um, I'm trying to see where my co-host at. If she's not here, I'm trying to see where she's at. I don't want to do this by myself, but if I have to, oh well, I will do it. What's going on, Dara? How you doing? What's going on? So, but if not, I'm gonna try to do this solo dolo. But look, we're gonna get into it as far as with a lot of let's see, we got going on right now. How's everybody's Monday going? Everybody's Monday going good. Everybody's Monday went going great. Um, Trying to see where my co-host is. She hit me up there. She want to do a show tonight, but if not, um, I pretty much go. I pretty much go at it by myself. Um, so yeah, maybe she's running a little late, but the thing is, it's simulcast on both shows. But did everybody enjoy the Super Bowl last night? Did everybody like what they saw at the Super Bowl? Did everybody watch the halftime show with Riri, uh, with Child again? So, um, gonna get it to we're gonna get it to that right there. Also, some other things. Uh, Another thing we got going on is we're gonna get it to the SWAC. I mean, not SWAC, but HBCU Hall of Fame snub players that came from HBCU because I got a list. Most of them from Grambling, but I got a list of people that should be in the Hall of Fame, that should be nominated for the Hall of Fame, that should have been a Hall of Fame finalist this year. Um, they need to stop messing with us about that. But other than that, man, we got that. We also got, of course, SWAC basketball action going on right now. Um, it is the second leg of conference play for right now, and we all know we already know that Jackson State men have our blood pressure going up. Jackson State women is that is that damn good, and everybody else is on the women's side is playing catch up. So he's not coming in. We're gonna go ahead and get this thing going. So where we gonna start out at, man? Y'all already know we doing this around the SWAC and the MEAC we go. Around the SWAC and MEAC we go. So as far as what's going on with standings, I can pull those standings up for you and let everybody see where everybody is ranked at right now. So we're gonna start off with the MEAC women's standing. That's where we're gonna start off at. What's going on, Chuck Hunt? What's good? What's good, man? What's good? Let me do this banner out the way for everybody to see. I'm about to full screen this right here. So y'all, I'm gonna just let y'all know. Morgan State on the women's side and Norfolk State on the women's side of the MEAC dominating right now. Dominating. And they are on a clash, they're on a collision to face each other possibly in the MEAC championship game, the conference tournament championship game. That will be in March. So I'm looking for them to actually clash in that final. We got Morgan State 16-6 overall, Norfolk State 19-5 overall. But in conference play, Morgan is 9-0 in conference, followed by Norfolk State at 72, and Norfolk is tied with the Howard Lady Bison at 72. North Carolina Central comes in right behind Howard and Norfolk at 5-4. Coppin State is 2-6 in conference play. Delaware State and South Carolina State are tied for 2-7 in conference, and Maryland Eastern Shore is coming in last place at 1-7. They are on their second leg in their conference for their conference play, and we'll see. We'll just go see how they're doing right now. I don't think they had any games, but hold on now. Who is this? Oh, my co-host.
Hello.
I can hear you.
I'm sorry, I'm late.
Ah, you good.
Ooh.
You good. You good. I'll hold the fort down for you. We hold the fort down for you.
You know we don't usually do no Monday night show.
That is true.
So
That's true. That's true. We don't do no Monday night shows, but when we do Monday night shows, I do Monday night shows. I really
oh
just be
yeah, you be getting it. Me on the
yeah.
other hand.
I be I be with it, and usually on Mondays because I do it for SWAC football. I do it for
Right,
HBCU football, so
right.
that's when I do Monday. Yep. So there is my co-host. She is in the building. Love, love, love. But as far far as what we got going on right now, we are doing
Around the
MEAC.
SWAC and MEAC.
Mm-hmm. So we're doing the women's standard, and like I said, it's going to be a collision course between Morgan and Norfolk in that conference tournament. I kind of feel it coming. I don't know how that's going to happen, but I have a feeling that it's going to come. But they did play earlier today, so they have final scores for the MEAC women. Hey, you hear an echo in my microphone? Can you hear me now?
I can hear
All right.
you.
Okay. I just want to make sure there ain't no echo. Like I kind of hear echo on my side, but it's cool. Um, and as we talked about the aforementioned Oregon State, uh, Vincent win over South Carolina State 69-48. Howard with a dominating 21-point win against Maryland Eastern Shore 80-59. Norfolk State demolishes Delaware State Lady Hornets 70-42. And last but not least, it um, pulling up at the rear is North Carolina Central defeating Coppin State 67-54. All right. So we got so I'm just looking at it like I said, it's gonna be a clash and it's gonna come down to those two teams. But I'm not gonna uh I'm not gonna count out Howard just yet, even though I don't really root for them and but that's on football terms. But when it comes to basketball, it's a whole different story. It's a different story when it comes to basketball for Howard. So I would give them kudos uh, for having at least a strong basketball team on both men's and women's. So um, the the time is now to where you're going to be jockeying for position in the conference tournament, and if if the standards stay the way that they do right now in a women's side, you're looking at Morgan and Norfolk taking the top two spots, and then Howard and Central with 3 and 4, and everybody else come right behind them. Now that just if they keep the what they that's if they the standards stay the way that they are now. You got Morgan on a 9-game winning streak, y'all. 9-game winning streak. I don't think anybody um seen that coming, especially from these girls. But Morgan with a 9-game winning streak, followed by Howard with a 5-game winning streak right now. Um, just then they were 2-2 in conference and they won 5 straight. Um, Morgan were 7-6 overall, and they come into conference play winning 9 straight. I don't see anything changing from that unless Morgan goes up against Norfolk or they go up against Howard, and that's where you'll see everybody is coming into play. But kudos to
So is that reminiscent of like the South Carolina's Gamecocks versus the LSU? Or no, Norfolk
in
is
in in that in that sense, just on the HBCU standpoint, just in the MEAC, I can say yeah. But don't none of these teams have an Angel Reese. Don't none of these teams have a Don Staley as a head coach. But w- these two teams are gonna knuckle up, and I think they knuckle up in on Saturday.
I just wanted to take a break and I wanted to say thank you to Doc because you allowed me to come on your platform and build, a show with you. And I've only been doing this for about what? Maybe a month and a half at that. And I
Mhm.
already have my 4,000 watch hours. I just got them completed it today. I
Oh,
went
hold on now.
over and above. Yes, so that was I just wanted to say thank you because, when I started this, I was kind of like nervous, like nobody would want to listen to what I have to say. But basically me having the ability to come on your platform and co-host with you and get a feel for how it works with podcasting, I was able to get my watch hours and my followers
Oh
in
yeah.
less than a month and a half. So thank you
Yeah.
so much, Doc.
Oh yeah. There we go. Won't he do it? Won't he? Won't he do it? She was scared. She was like, "I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know. I don't think I'm ready yet." I'm like, "Nah, you ready? You ready? As much as you can debate people on other platforms, just calling in, you can actually debate me on a Saturday night, and it's nothing. It's nothing. It's always be everybody has opinions. Um, it's just the fact that is your opinion stronger than what everybody else is thinking. That's all it is. You are very opinionated. So and you're going to do your homework when it comes down to knowing what we're talking about. And that's the best thing about this because this partnership right here, especially when it comes down to when we do the show on Saturday night, um, when you like when you be like, hey, you hit me up on Twitter, you like, hey, got an idea for the show? We do a show Saturday night, like of course we're gonna do a show. What we got topics on? Either I come with the topics or she come with the topics. And that's the best thing about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You could bounce ideas off of each other. Um, and even though, I still do this solo dolo most of the time, um, um, it's good to have people come on the show or be co-hosting where I now have to worry about doing a whole bunch of, doing all of the work. I don't want to do all the work. I want to see what you got to say. Even when Mr. Ford comes on, I want to see what he has to say. I want to see what Mr. Campbell, when he comes on, what he has to say. Even Blue, uh, anybody that has a voice and they want to voice their opinion about HBCU sports and the culture, band, everything, um, issues going on at schools. You are more than welcome to come on to the platform and give us your opinion. I'm not going to tell you that opinion sucks, but I will question why this is going on. What is this about? How is that going to happen? How is this going to help said school? How is this going to help student? How is this going to help the athlete? So um, it's good that you come on to the show. It's good. That's my that's my little soliloquy right there. So So let's get into uh let's go ahead and get into the men's uh
Men's basketball. Wait till we
right.
get to the SWAC. No.
Yeah, we're gonna stay with the MEAC, y'all, because flipping back and forth between the MEAC and the SWAC, that's a lot of work to be doing. That is a lot of work to be doing.
Wait.
But but the MEAC is going off. They're starting their play right now. So um, we got one game that's at halftime. That is Norfolk with a 17-point lead at halftime against Delaware State, 39-22. Howard is going up against Eastern Shore right now. Eight is with 10 minutes 55 seconds left in the first half. 18-11. South Carolina State is up by 11 against Morgan State. 25-14. They got 7.5 minutes left in the first half. And North Carolina Central is up 23-11 with 11:42 in the first half against Coppin State. So we're gonna go back through and look at, check out the rest of the scores throughout the night. But as you see the standings right here on your computer screen or on your phone, we got Howard leading the conference right now with a 7-1 record, 15-10 overall. They are on a 7-game win streak. It's gonna come down, and I'll say this before we get to that. Uh, Norfolk and Maryland Eastern Shore are at 6-2, tied for 6-2. That's second place in the conference. Tied for third place in the conference would be North Carolina Central and Morgan State at 4-4. Delaware State comes in as the 15, 3-5. Coppin State is and South Carolina State is 1-7, so they come up with the rear. Now, what I was getting ready to say, now it's gonna come down between three teams. It's gonna come down between three teams. It's gonna come down between Howard, Norfolk State, and Eastern Shore. Um, Whatever North Carolina Central does, the adjustments that Lavelle Moulton makes for the team, I just say it's going to come down to the top three teams on the men's side. Howard has a convincing lead over mostly everybody in the conference, but when it comes down to it, Howard and Norfolk State they're gonna brawl. They're gonna brawl. I'd have to see when they play again. Um, Got to see when they play again. All right.
Do they have
So
MEAC
Howard,
games on HBCU Go?
they do, but it's on football. But uh, right now, I'm looking at Southern and look like Texas Southern. But looking at this, looking at the heading, Howard and Norfolk won't play each other till March 2nd. They won't play it till right the last game of the season, and that is going to be in Washington D.C. for that game. So I know a couple of Howard alums. I have a little cousin that goes to Howard right now. Um, I just say when that game is played and it's gonna be in Howard, y'all go pack out Bird Gymnasium. It doesn't matter if it seats 2,000. Go pack it out. Go pack it out. 'Cause that's gonna be for the to me. I think that's gonna be for the conference championship. So they play in 2 weeks. They play in 2 weeks. Yes. All right. Now we about to get on to this SWAC women's, y'all. We better get on to this SWAC women's now. Um, they everybody played today, or they're still playing right now. But on the women's side, y'all, on the women's side. So the game that you're watching right now, if you're watching HBCU Go right now, you're watching Texas Southern and Southern down in Baton Rouge right now. Southern with a 26-point lead against Texas Southern in the fourth quarter with 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Also, Pine Bluff is up by 4 with 50 seconds left in the fourth quarter against Alabama A&M, 58-54. Now we have some games that was played earlier that they went final already. Uh, Jackson State, another convincing win, 25-point win tonight against Bethune-Cookman, 77-52. Alcorn with a 6-point victory against FAMU, 73-67. Prairie View comes around and beats Grambling in Grambling, which is a hard place to play, 67-60. And Alabama State with a 5-point victory against Mississippi Valley, 66-61. So now we got until these last two games are finished. Coming in at the top, as always, is going to be Jackson State, 12-1 in the conference. 12-1 in the conference. Overall, they are 15-8. After that last loss, after the loss they took, the women have won 9 straight. They have won 9 straight. And the way that it's looking, the way that it's setting up, either it's the top 4, the top 4 teams with 3 teams behind Jackson State can actually come either into Jackson or Jackson coming to them, and they can beat them. The way that it's setting up right now. You have Alabama A&M right now at 93 in conference. Alabama State and Bethune-Cookman sitting at 9-4 in conference. Also, Prairie View, Southern comes in at 75. Pine Bluff and Grambling 6-6. Alcorn is 6-7. FAMU is 3-10. Texas Southern 1-11, and Mississippi Valley 0-13. This is all conference play, y'all. All conference play. Texas Southern with the worst record in overall right now at 1-22. And the way that I'm looking at this game, they're going to be 1-23. So what do you feel about the dominance that Jackson State is doing right now? Like, how do you feel about the Tamika Reed just dominating the SWAC? How do y'all
It's
feel
expected.
about the Tamika Reed just dominating the SWAC?
I think some people kind of.
Expected. Tamika Reed just dominating the SWAC. I think some people.
She has to dominate. That's just, you know what? Some people get spoiled. I think we got spoiled here at Jackson State. We expect for Coach Reed to dominate, and we're expecting to go back to the NCAA tournament.
Mm-hmm.
For us, I think that we're not giving our all as far as support at the home games. It could be a little bit better. No, it could be a lot bit better.
It could have been a lot better.
Yeah, this is
Talk
history in
about
the
this all the
making. I'm hoping that for that Prairie View versus Jackson State game, it's a packed house because that's going to be basically our one team that we lost to in the SWAC. So we definitely have to show up and support Coach Reed and the basketball team. I'm excited for it. I love the way that Daphne White has evolved into her her game, being more aggressive and getting all of those defensive and offensive rebounds. So I'm excited for the team overall, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the season. As always, with the men's side, Coach
got to get
Mo,
blood pressure up.
he's gonna have your blood pressure going up. Every single game is gonna be close. But I think that as long as he keeps pulling out these wins, he's primed for next year to be in the top two for basketball.
I wouldn't even. I would say this about Coach Mo. I mean, first let me go into with Coach Reed. I think we have gotten spoiled because of some of the fact that we have Coach Reed here for like what 4 or 5 years now, and she has built the team basically. She has built this team basically from scratch and molded the team into the what you see right now. Like it has taken her time to get this team molded into what you see right now. I just wish that it would be more it would be more impactful when for people to come to the game, to pack out the game. You know, don't wait to where it's a rival game. Just pack it out because we might not ever see this again. And I'm just being, I'm just being real. I'm just being real, y'all. We might not see this type of play in the SWAC on the women's side. We might not see this type of play again. So
I
we
mean,
need to
Coach
be
Reed,
prepared.
outside of that one bump hiccup that we had this season, Coach Reed been on demon time as far as dominating in the SWAC.
Yeah,
Just complete dominance. And she doesn't get enough credit. And after I saw the South Carolina versus LSU game, and I saw all those people in their arena, I was like, oh no, there's no reason for why ours couldn't be the same. There's no excuse.
there is no excuse. There is no excuse, but people want to say, well, it don't draw as much. It it doesn't incite, but watching the game, watching the games like that excites me. Like watching a team dominate somebody or even go down wire to wire, it excites me. It excites me regardless. It's exciting to watch basketball like that. So right now we on the men's side, on the men's section. We got Alcorn, Alcorn, 10-2 conference record. 10-2 conference record right now. So they sit at the top of the SWAC men's standings at 10-2. Grambling and Southern at 9-3. They going in for second. Jackson State comes in at a 7-5 clip. Pine Bluff, Alabama and Bama State all are tied for at 6-6. Bethune Cookman and Prairie View tied for 5-7. Texas Southern with a 4-8 conference record. FAMU with 3-9 conference record, and Mississippi Valley is bringing up the rear at 2-10. Now, I say this about the men. them Negroes get they give the new meaning of uh check your heart rate, check your check your pulse, and make sure that you get your blood pressure and have blood pressure medication because they gonna run your blood pressure up, y'all.
Yes, absolutely. They're
They
playing right now, and like you said, your blood pressure will be up. You will get tense at sometimes. You will be like clutching your head with a headache
or you'll be
because
cussing
you
that
just
mo.
don't know how it's gonna turn out.
What what the hell are you doing? What are you doing? But when it comes down to it, when it comes down to it, um, if they can actually keep the winning streak, because they're on a 2 game winning streak, so I give them that. I give them that, y'all. But they have to be consistent. Have to be
Well,
consistent,
at least they are right now. They're up 39-31 against Bethune Cookman. You
right?
know, but they are in the first half, so I'm hoping that they can extend that lead. Um, please extend that lead just in case we have, follow the mantra where you guys give up a lot of points that second half. Please extend. We
Where
need about 10 more points, a cushion.
it, did you watch that one? Have you seen that one? It was on TikTok where the Philly fan was so mad that he punched the TV. It pulled it off of the wall.
That was
That's how,
ridiculous. I think
that's
he does that
how
to all the TVs though.
that's how Jackson State makes me think about punching my TV, even though I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. They make me want to punch my TV. They make me want to punch the wall. Let me see what's up. Oh,
Shout out to Alabama State. They have redone their basketball court and it looks so nice. Let me know if you can pull that up.
I'm about to share the screen right now. Yeah,
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's a nice redone court, basketball court.
I like the aesthetics on it.
I mean, Jackson State could definitely just get a new basketball court and then just switch out those seats so that they're all like a blue color. Boom. That's all they need. Looks nice. Very
It
nice.
does. It does. It does. If you really want to see basketball courts, let me see if I
That they have a nice basketball court, but we still gonna beat them on women and men's side. So congratulations to Bama State on your new court. You still gonna get beat by the I Love though.
you don't, you don't, you don't hold no punches. You don't hold no punches. Now, this is Paul Quinn, and if you look at it, they have a court where you'll be like, dang. I like the motto for Paul Quinn called "We over me." um, I like it because it nobody's bigger than like I said, nobody's bigger than the school, right? the school is always gonna be there. Nobody's bigger than the school.
I think for Coach Mo, he did post earlier today on Twitter with regard to being successful, as
Mhm.
head coach of Jackson State University. I think when he came in, he had high expectations for himself because he says, I will be national coach of the year in due time. I will pay my dues. I will win championships. I will be great. I will bring people along with me that will also experience greatness and forever change their lives. Okay, go. And
Right.
that is what he presented on Twitter. So I think for Coach Mo, it's personal because right now at Jackson State, we are in we have a winning culture right now. There's a lot of winning going on. The
Right.
soccer, cross
We
country,
we never
women's
really
basketball, men's
yeah we
football.
never yeah we never experienced losing like that. It's it's been a minute. It's been a long time since we experienced losing like that. We do not. I promise you, we do not like to lose. We do not like to lose. And people are like, no, I've been losing. Like, nah, we don't like to lose. We don't like to lose. We don't like. We like to be at the top, on the top. And this is, I'm gonna show you this court right here, and you're gonna be like, well, so and remember I told you about this court right here. I was telling you about the basketball court and how they got it. Where right here on the free throw line is the we over me. Um, and then look at you don't. This is at and this is Paul Quinn College. This is at a NAIA school, y'all. Uh, it was an alum that actually did this court right here. Home of the Quinnite Nation. And so remember I was telling you about this background, this backdrop of downtown Dallas. So like I said, they took a picture from downtown Dallas 1920, and what it represented was the fact that even though black people had some sort of success, some sort of notoriety, some sort of financial up, upbringing, we were not able to venture to downtown Dallas. We were not able to go to downtown Dallas at all, at all. And it's a crying shame that they did that to us. Hold on. Read these quotes. Much as this man season has been a roller coaster, that's my team. I'm sticking with. um, that's hey Timona. That's my
Hmm.
team. That's my team, and I'm sticking with them. That's my
What'd you say now?
that's my team, and I'm sticking with them.
Oh, uh, I'll stick with them, but I won't watch it. Okay, there we go. They're 41 and 31 right now, so
All right.
I'll
Is that
watch
half?
it. No,
Is
they
that
still got a ways to go. They got like 8 minutes in the second half.
in the second half? I thought it was just the time.
Not the second. Oh yeah, the second. Is that the second? Yeah, it says the second. That's a low scoring game. Is that a low scoring game? Yeah, they in the second half. They got 8 minutes to go.
Uh-oh.
They said that Trace Young is no longer on the team. Have you heard that before?
No, I haven't heard that. I haven't heard that. I had to
Oh, they're
check to see.
talking about it in the chat of the Bethune Cookman game, and they're saying that he's off the team.
But oh, see, he must have did something to get kicked off the team. He got kicked off the team. Mr. Campbell done said something to you.
I know he not talking to me. He must be talking to you. He just. I do not want a serpent on top of my head. I'm not interested in a serpent on top of my head. Not interested. Not interested. The
So you
rattlers,
like
they act like they wouldn't be scared of snakes on a plane. Like, come on now. Everybody's scared of snakes. While the rattlers be trying to like put the little snake emoji in the chat and stuff. Y'all know y'all scared of all black folks are scared of snakes.
all right. We got the man of the hour coming on in here in a little bit. Ford.
We're coming in here. Let me see a coach
Hey,
way
we
to
be
come
like
up in
we
here.
Mr. Campbell like both of our P's. So we it's not like he like, man, I'm just gonna do docs. I ain't worried about her. Ain't worried about her.
D-Law, please indulge me. Please. Please.
Mr. Ford, how you doing?
Hey, can you hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah.
Loud and clear. That we was talking about Jackson State men's and how they try to give us a heart attack in their games that they play.
Well, I agree with Mr. Mona about Tamika Reed's program. Yeah, they're going to beat up everybody in the tournament and nobody's on their level. But I don't know about the boys program now because I'm going to be honest with you. They've never gotten back to the level they were on when they had Coach Stogman with Lindsey Hunter and them.
Oh yeah.
They hadn't been at that level in a long time. But matter of fact, I tell people all the time, the SWAC took a step back in basketball when Mike Davis left Texas Southern and went up to Detroit Mercy.
Mm-hmm.
We hadn't been the same. The biggest thing, and I know some people will disagree with me on this, the biggest thing at Jackson State right now is that President Hudson and AD Ashley Robson have got to show the same type of enthusiasm and passion that they show for football. They got to do that for the basketball program. And I heard her tell you the other night that I was saying that Jackson needs to recruit out of Africa. They don't have to go to Africa, but I would like to see some national recruiting. Like you said, I think Mr. Mona was talking about how hot Jackson State is. That's the truth. That's why you should be recruiting New York. You should be recruiting Chicago, and you should be recruiting LA. I know that there's some good kids there in that the state of Mississippi, but when you're hot like you are and you're a household word right now and you're the hottest thing on the internet, you can go nationwide. And
Right.
yeah. Now I don't say this over and over. Every time I watch Jackson State, the biggest problem I see is guard play. Just like with Southern, the biggest problem I see is front line. I don't see them forwards that they need. Them six. I think the other night we were talking about them 6'9s.
Yeah.
I don't see them at
Go get them
Southern.
from New Mexico State.
Yeah, and listen, I was gonna tell you. You know, you broke that story the other night. That was one of the headline stories in our local, our papers, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. That was one of the headline stories. So I said, you broke that to the nation, huh? And the other thing was that the mayor of Jackson, Mississippi, was on Joy Reid's show tonight, and he was talking about what them Confederates are doing down there in Mississippi and how they trying to go back to the 1800s.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Said it try to kill the
More
city of
press
Jackson.
like that because it's definitely going to take it has to take like, I'm not trying to be always talking about color, but usually in these instances white outrage and white uproar will have a faster effect than black people yelling at the top of their lungs that we're being done wrong.
Well, let me say something about color. You can't get around color in America. That's what built this nation. Race and class. They designated us as a slave, that we were brought here to be slaves. We know that. We can't get around that. When they put in the black codes, that affected who? Black people. It didn't affect them, but it affected us. So when you do an analysis of America, you can't get around race and class now. There's no way you can do that. If you try to do it, you're gonna miss the boat totally.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. So we're gonna get into the next subject at hand. We're gonna get into the next subject at hand right here. It is Chiefs defeat the Eagles at Super Bowl 57.
Rigged.
That's what all the people at my school was saying today. The Philly people are upset about a late penalty that was called. I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought it was a good game. It was one of the better Super Bowls we had in a while.
Yeah,
I thought both of them players showed what that a true dual threat is all about. I think what did he throw for 400 yards? Or what did Jalen Hurts throw for last night?
Jalen Hurts last night threw for 304 yards. He had 76 yards rushing on the ground, but he also had 3 rushing TDs and 1 passing TD. So he tied a record with Terrell Davis last night with 3 rushing TDs in the game.
Right.
But I think
Doc, I can see this. I can see a rematch in this. Even maybe next year, the year after, I can see a rematch. Now, the only thing that everybody, the media is trying to hint that Andy Reid might retire, might go home. I don't know how true that is, but
I think
that's been floated around.
I think Patrick has to go. Mahomes has to go undergo surgery with that high ankle sprain. That's the same type of sprain that Travis Hunter had. I think he has to go to surgery for that. Number one. Number two, I think that they did what a lot of football players claim that they're doing, which is pumping them up with drugs.
Oh yeah, you remember the J.D. Hill story? Yeah, without a doubt. They took him back there, gave him a shot or something.
I mean, he was limping, and then when he got back on that field, it was like nothing ever happened. So they probably did something to his leg. But I say that to say this, he could have possibly injured it even further, because even after that, somebody else kind of fell on his leg as well.
Right. You remember the movie Any Given Sunday, wasn't it? Wasn't it Oliver Stone's movie?
Yeah, Oliver Stone.
Remember the doctors in the movie and what they were doing?
Yeah, they were trying to give
remember the Lawrence Taylor character? He basically had a broken neck, but he was trying to get a new contract.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, Mr. Moore, you are absolutely correct. Yes. Those doctors have always done that. Like I said, go back to the J.D. Hill story, Buffalo Bills. He sued and won, I think. He said that the team doctors made him a drug addict.
And I think that's to the point where Ryan Clark said, because, Lamar Jackson refused to play injured.
Right.
And a lot of people were coming to his defense, but a lot of players were, if I played injured, you should be playing injured too. Well, that's possibly why certain players don't have a prolonged career, like Cam Newton.
There you go. That's right.
Newton, and the Panthers dogged you. They just threw you to the wolves, knowing that you had played when you were injured. Like,
right.
They don't care. They're gonna use you up until they can't use you anymore. So to that point, I'm praying that Mahomes has a speedy recovery, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's not the Kansas City Chiefs next year, unless he fully rehabs that ankle.
Oh yeah.
He has all the way up to July, August before preseason, before training camp. So
now didn't they invest almost $500 million in salary to him? What was that thing? What was his contract, Doc? I thought they invested about $500 million.
His contract was 10 years, $503 million. But
so
backloaded most of that to where they could help out the team.
So they
it's
already
not
knew he would take over after Tom Brady quit.
right. So it's not like he was getting all. He's not getting all that money, but most of his stuff is on investments and everything. Like, because I know he has a minor stake in the Kansas City Royals since he's a baseball guy.
Right, I
And
heard that. Yeah. Hmm.
I agree with Blue. It says the Super Bowl. You ain't coming out unless your damn leg coming off.
Okay,
Yeah,
but to that defense, are you risking your
you are. You
longevity
are.
of your career doing
You
that?
are
'Cause
risking the longevity of your career.
somebody
You
else
are.
Yeah,
fell on his
you
leg
risk it.
that time and he didn't even flinch. He didn't even somebody, like, it was later on in the game, somebody else fell on that same leg and he didn't even flinch. Somebody said that he's getting pumped with cortisone, but I don't
You know
know.
what?
Is it
Yeah.
stronger than that? What are they pumping in your
Cortisol
leg?
is something. Cortisone is just you put it in your they pump it up in you, and you mean that's basically what you play on.
It's a
It's not
painkiller like they've always done. It's a form of painkiller. It's
right.
something they've always done. I mean, they come out with new and better versions every year. Because one thing, I know everybody's saying about the performance enhancing drug. See, the older you get, the more they're gonna put them performance enhancing drugs in you because it's gonna help you heal from them injuries. Because the older you get, the more injuries you're gonna get. That's basically what drove Dion out of the NFL football. See, Dion always came down with them turf toes, and they
Yeah,
would never heal. And that's ultimately what drove him out the NFL. Even though he did play, 14? What did Dion play? 14?
like 14 years. But remember, he took
14
like
years. But at the
he
end, he
took
was always hurt with them turf toes.
like he took a couple of years off when he left uh, Washington to go before he went to Baltimore. I
Yeah,
think he took
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's why I'm talking about in Baltimore. I know he was always hurt with that turf toe in Baltimore.
hmm
He never could heal from that.
but like I said, a lot of people, with Toradol, like I said, Marcellus Wiley, um, he was getting Toradol shots for his hip, and like I
Uh-huh.
said, he explained to where he almost went into renal failure, and he had to have Max Kellerman when they was doing the radio show together, in California to help him out of the car,
Well,
or
now
to take him to the
it's it's two things you got to keep in mind. Now, if you're gonna do the performance enhancing drugs and you're gonna do them over the counter drugs, you're gonna mess up. You're gonna mess up your kidney. But the other thing that you're gonna do is if you're gonna continue to do that, you're gonna eventually come down with either dementia or Alzheimer's. They don't tell you that, but there is a direct link between over the counter drugs uh and those kinds of things
And dementia. There's definitely a link between them.
So and I'm gonna say it just like this. I'll be real honest with you. It is a danger. They need to, just like how they try to ban steroids. They kind of need to ban some of these painkiller injections, these shots that these athletes take, because when you shoot up, like you shoot up once, it'll help you make sure you get over the pain, but you become like once you start getting more pain, you start to become more addicted to what you take, and so we they need to kind of go through that too, because if you're gonna ban this type, you're gonna ban like HGH and anabolic steroids out of the NFL, these sports. You should do the same thing with these uh painkillers that these athletes take. But I say this, I say this: the holding call. I'm gonna get back to that. The holding call was the correct call. People could argue me this about this all day, but it was the correct call at the time because of the simple fact that he held him. he held him, and Everybody saw it, and he couldn't get away from it. He held him. And he also said that he held him. It was the right, he also said, this is James Bradbury, came out of his mouth. It was the right call. So it's not saying that it's rigged or anything like that, but I understand what some people say. You don't make that call at the time, at that part, time in the game. But overall, the rest wasn't gonna swallow their whistle. And there was some bad calls in the game. It was a bad calls in the game overall. But,
okay, but they still should be able to they still should be able to challenge under 2 minutes. Like, you got to take that off the table. You still should be able to challenge. That's not fair.
Once it goes under the 2-minute warning in the fourth quarter, it goes out. Everything goes upstairs.
Right.
You have no way to challenge that. It all goes upstairs. If they see it on the jumbotron at the game, they're gonna be like, oh, nah, we gotta send this to New York upstairs so they can actually figure it out for us and we can make that, the right call. Like I think it was the one play, Dallas Goedert, which was a hell of a catch that he caught. They caught the ball from Jalen Hurts.
Is that 88? Was that 88?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had an outstanding game.
He had a great game last night.
Yes, he did. And so did that Kelsey, that other tight end from Kansas City.
Mm-hmm. I'd say I could have said it wasn't a catch, or you could say it was a catch. Because he had both feet down in bounds, but the question was, did he have control of the ball where his second foot went out of bounds?
Yeah, I hope those offensive coordinators in the SWAC were watching, because I get so sick of them trying to play without a tight end. And you see in the Super Bowl the use of tight ends by both teams. I hope they were watching, because I want to see more tight end play in the SWAC.
Yeah, Blue. I believe they did rob Devontae Smith of the catch. So they did do that. They robbed him of that catch. They made up for it, though. They did make up for it later on in the game with the Dallas Goedert catch. So, but overall, the game was good.
I thought it was great. I loved it.
It was a great game.
Yeah.
The metrics, the TV metrics came out. 113 million people watched this game last night.
They said that the defense on both sides of the team, they couldn't stop a nosebleed. That's how bad they were.
Where's my dog?
Well, both of them got outstanding quarter. I'm gonna tell you something. When you got a guy like that Patrick Mahomes, you can't dominate him now. What you do is you get key stops. You got to try to stop him but now you ain't gonna get him all the time. You talking about somebody running all them wide receivers, and then you got a tight end like Kelsey. You ain't stopping that now. But what you want to do is get key stops. You ain't gonna stop him all the time.
I'm gonna tell you this though: the key thing about the game was the adjustment in the second half by the Kansas City Chiefs on the offensive side of the ball. They adjusted very well.
Yeah. I mean, offensively now, I mean, hey, you don't get no better than Andy Reid now. Andy Reid is an offensive mind. And then look at the people he from under his tree.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Andy Reid know his stuff, man. You know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I was shocked when Philly fired him. And Kansas City picked that up, baby. And he done brought them, two Super Bowls now?
Super Bowls in the last 4 years.
That's what I'm saying. Now, Andy Reid is good, man. That guy he's outstanding, man. That dude is you remember he brought Michael Vick back and he took Vick to another dimension. Because when Vic was here in Atlanta, the best person for him was Dan Reeves. Dan always told him to look at the play side. If the play side wasn't open, look at the back side for the deep pattern. And if that wasn't over, take off. Then come, what's that, Jim Mora Jr. with that mess. Gonna put Mike Vick in the, I think it was called the West Coast offense. He had 5 receivers he had to look for. That wasn't his game. But he got revitalized up there in Philly with what's that coach's name with Kansas City?
Andy Reid.
Andy Reid.
Then he did well when he was in Pittsburgh with Mike Tomlin.
Yeah. Listen, dog. What's the name? Just lost this game. You know what? I know they ain't gonna let, because you know that's supposed to be a crystal clear program. It's something going on this North Carolina team. They are underachieving too much. It's something going on. I think it's with them boys. I really do. I know they're gonna blame it on that coach, but it's something going on with that Tar Heel program, man. It's something going on. They underachieving too much.
Hubert Davis.
Yeah, they're gonna blame it on Hubert Davis, but it's something going on with that team, man. I've been around teams. Man, you know the guys. That team went final, and then they go to the championship last year.
I think so.
It wasn't in North Carolina and Kansas in the championship.
Yeah.
Listen, they got them boys back, North Carolina, and they getting kicked all over the place. It's something going on that team.
Yeah, man. That was only thing about I'm gonna say it just like this when it comes to North Carolina and basketball. I'm gonna say it just like this. They remind me of the Cowboys. They remind me of the Cowboys, except for the fact that they can actually win a championship or two. But
so you saying they're underachiever?
They underachieve. and even
you thought Rob Williams underachieved?
When he got there, the first year or two, he did underachieve, but you know he picked it back up and
yeah. How many championships he won national championships he won at North Carolina? Was it 2 or 3?
2.
2. Okay.
Yeah, he won 2. Because it wouldn't have been 3 because he had.
Did you think Dean Smith underachieved?
Nah. Nah.
All right.
So we got the. Hey, Tony. Hey, don't. I say this to everybody on the show. You can come on the show and you can talk noise, but don't talk noise about my Cowboys.
Hey, did they boo that last night?
Was it?
Was he booed last night at the game?
Oh yeah.
LeBron James, yeah.
No, I'm saying Dak.
It's Philly fans. Philly fans gonna boo anybody that's from the Cowboys.
Yeah, you're right, because that is a big rivalry. I remember the Buddy Ryan against Jimmy Johnson day. That's when it was really hot.
I say this right here. Just the Black in the Empire, yes. Airbnb needs to get considered for head coaching jobs in the NFL.
Oh yeah, and that's long overdue. That's ridiculous, man. They go and give them white coaches, they tap program 3 and 4 programs, and then you won't give this guy a chance. That's ridiculous. He done won 2 Super Bowls as a offense coordinator. The guy at Philly, they done already promised him what, Indianapolis? What the offense coordinator Philly, isn't he gonna get Indianapolis? I think he's gonna get that coach job.
I ain't even heard about that.
Yeah, I think he's gonna get. You'll see, he gonna get that coach job. Now he didn't even win it. He just went, and already they got a job for him.
Yeah.
That Rooney Rule is a joke, man.
It is. So
they can say we interviewed a Negro.
Oh Lord. So we're gonna go with this is topic right here. We was talking about this on Saturday night with the Hall of Fame finalists, and somebody hit me up. Shout out to Paul Taylor. Hit me up in my comment and asked like we need to do Hall of Fame snubs from HBCU. And
You got a list?
so yeah, he sent me a list.
Okay.
So most of them, but because he's Grambling, most of them is from Grambling.
Yeah, call them out. That's what you got.
So the first one is Albert Snow Lewis. That's the one we
Yes.
talked about on Saturday.
Yes, man. Yeah.
He's long overdue.
And the other corner, Everson Walls.
Everton Walls, he's
Yeah.
way long overdue. So he's
Long overdue. That's right.
on the senior committee for real. You got Paul Tank Younger.
Yo, wait a minute. Tate Younger's not in the NFL Hall of Fame?
No.
That's ridiculous. That's awful. I did not, man, I didn't know that.
Big Ernie Ladd.
Yeah, Ernie should be in. Ernie did his best football was with the San Diego Chargers with Sid Gillum and them.
Mm-hmm. And Sammy White.
Yeah, Sammy was he from Monroe or Shreveport? He was. I remember when he played at Grambling. He was awesome. He was like a wingback wide receiver. He was awesome. He played for the Vikings. He was up there with the boy from Rice. I think he was with Fran Tarkenton and maybe with Tommy Kramer, right?
Yeah.
Was that those his years? Because Sammy White was the truth, man. I saw him at Grambling.
And then
he played in the early 70s, I think.
Yeah, then he said from a pioneer standpoint, he gave me two from the pioneer standpoint, which would be Shaq Harris and Doug Williams.
Yeah. They Doug definitely should be in there for what he did. See what they did to Shaq was his best days was with the Rams. He took over from John Hadle. He played with Harold Jackson. And they traded him to the Chargers, and the Chargers basically, they wouldn't start him over Dan Fouts. They just used him to warm up them wide receivers.
Right.
Yeah, they took a lot of his years away from him by making him sit behind Dan Fouts. But originally he was drafted by the Buffalo Bills, and they treated him awful. I mean, the Bills treated him terrible.
So, and as always, well, we talked about this on Saturday. Jimmy Smith is a snub. He should have been in. He should have been there
years ago.
5-6 years ago.
He's in the Hall of Fame for the Jacksonville Jaguars, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he definitely should have been in there.
Yeah, so he should be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, Smooth is what 13. I think he got like 13,000 receiving yards.
Yeah,
and over 60, 70 touchdowns. Yes, he needs to be in the Hall of Fame, y'all. And they need to advocate for him to be in the Hall of Fame.
Is he in the College Hall of Fame?
No, he's not in the College Hall of Fame.
He needs to be in there too. I saw him. Let me see. Wasn't his quarterback Ricky Jordan? Who was his quarterback at Jackson?
Zoe would have to tell me about that one.
I think it was Ricky Jordan because I saw them. They came to Atlanta. They played Alabama State here in 90. They played at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. That had to be 91. I think it was Labor Day weekend. I saw Jimmy Smith.
Yeah. So, Jimmy Smith needs to be in the Hall of Fame. Now, somebody that's going to be on the list for next season, for next year in the Hall of Fame, is Robert Mathis.
Oh yeah, he's from Atlanta. Yeah, Alabama A&M defensive end, the Colts.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he was a truth. Yeah, he was tough.
In fact, he had a year where when he was in college at Alabama A&M, he led Division I AA in sacks.
Yeah, he was tough. I remember him. He was he's from DeKalb County. I'm trying to think, was he McNair? I think he might have been. I'd have to look it up. I think he's McNair High School. Yeah, he was undersized, but he was quick. It was him and Dwight Freeney. They were something. Both of them were undersized.
Right.
Yeah, they could play. Them boys was under Tony Dungy, I think. Them Dungy's boys.
Yep. So he needs to be in the Hall of Fame. I don't care what anybody. When his name come up, he need right there in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's a good guy.
Another thing we said on Saturday was Ken Riley. It was way long overdue. He should have been in there like 15 years ago in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Because he had, 65 interceptions, didn't he?
65 interceptions. He was tied for 5th in the league.
Yeah.
All time with 65 interceptions. I forgot.
And he converted from quarterback.
Huh?
He converted from quarterback. Because see, when as a little kid, I saw him. He was a quarterback for Jake Gaither, Florida A&M.
Yep.
He was either he was a Rhodes Scholar or was a candidate to be a Rhodes Scholar. He was A5A, I think. He was A5A.
Oh yeah. But then also overall, as people they said is to go into the Hall of Fame next year. One name that needs to be in the Hall of Fame, and it's from the Cowboys standpoint, is Darren Woodson. I don't care anybody say.
What's his name?
Darren Woodson. Darren Woodson.
Oh yeah, the safety. Yeah. He was a player. Oh yeah. Now he was Texas A&M. What was he? Texas A&M?
Darren Woodson went to Arizona State.
Oh, he went to Arizona. Okay.
Yeah, he was one of the pieces. He was one of the players we got as draft capital from the
Herschel Walker.
The Herschel Walker trade.
Yeah. Man, y'all got about 15 players off of Herschel Walker.
Oh yeah. We ain't keep half of them. That's the whole thing. That's the crazy thing. We ain't keep half of them, and we won.
Yeah.
We won 3 Super Bowls with those players. So, I would say Darren Woodson needs to be in the Hall of Fame. Another person, Torrey Holt should have been in the Hall of Fame like a couple of years ago.
Yeah, he was tough.
What
about that other guy played with him? What was his name?
He already in.
Yeah, because he was a player too. Yeah, them guys were good, man. Yeah, they was with Marshall Falk and them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's that. What's it? The fastest show on turf. What they call themselves?
The greatest show on turf.
On turf. That's right. That's Dick Vermeil's group.
Oh, Chuck said another person that's Hall of Fame snub, L.C. Greenwood.
Oh, L.C. Greenwood's not in the Hall of Fame?
Mm-mm.
Oh, that's ridiculous. Man, darn, I need to go back and... L.C. Greenwood is not in the Hall of Fame?
Mm-mm. I know you lying, Tom, about what about Hollywood Henderson?
No, Hollywood didn't play low. He got in too much mess. He had Hall of Fame potential at one time, but he got involved with, he started snorting coke with the Pointer Sisters and Richard Pryor and all them folks, and that killed his career. He'll tell you that. Read his book. He has a book. Yeah. He started going, I don't know if it was Barney or Nita, one of them Pointer. You remember the Pointer Sisters, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's who turned him out. And then they was hanging around with Richard Pryor. You remember Richard Pryor, don't you?
Oh, yeah, I know Richard Pryor.
And you know what Richard Pryor was about.
Yeah, Richard Pryor, funniest man alive to me. Simone, you still there? I was saying Richard Pryor was the funniest man to me.
Yes, he was. He was a comedic genius. But, man, socially, Rich and them did everything crazy. They had plenty of money and did everything they wanted to do. That didn't make no sense.
Yeah, L.C. Greenwood is not in the Hall of Fame.
I can't believe. You know what though? That's ridiculous on the Steelers' part. That L.C. Greenwood is not in the Hall of Fame.
Hines Ward ain't in the Hall of Fame yet. James Harrison not in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Michael Irvin in the Hall of Fame. You know Michael Irvin's in the Hall of Fame. Michael Irvin got it in. Shoot. He got in because he was
First ballot, wasn't it?
first ballot.
Yeah, first ballot. He got he's suing somebody for $100 million, right?
Oh yeah. That man ain't playing. I watched the video. I watched what happened. It was a 30-second clip. It was 30 seconds of him talking to this lady. And he said the next thing you know, that it was people that came in, hotel security came into his room and told him to get out. And then they said the
So that's how the Marriott treated him.
Marriott banned him all the hotels. And so he's suing the lady, the Marriott, and everybody else. Yeah, Everson Walls should be in there.
Oh man, Everson Walls was the truth, man.
Like 50-some interceptions overall.
He was an all-star with Dallas as a corner, and then I think he went to the Giants as a safety, right?
Yeah, he played with the Cleveland Browns too.
Yeah, you remember I think Everson Walls is the guy who gave Ron Springs a kidney.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because Ron had a son named Sean Springs.
Oh yeah, Sean Springs was the truth.
Yeah, Ron Springs ran with Tony Dorsett, I think, because Ron was from Ohio State, wasn't he? Didn't he go to Ohio State?
Yeah, Ron Springs with Ohio State.
Ohio State, yeah. Yeah, I think Everson Walls gave him a kidney.
Come on, you still there?
I'm still here. I was getting my son together. I am still here.
Oh, okay. Just want to make sure.
Looking at the game. The game is, well, thankfully, thank God, we're up tonight comfortably.
Is it on TV, Mr. Mona?
It's on the Cat Eye Network.
Bethune-Cookman.
Yeah, it's 66-49.
And who's winning?
Jackson State.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, Jim Marshall's not in the Hall of Fame either.
Jim Marshall? Man, that's ridiculous, man.
It said Too Tall Jones not in there. Yeah, it's
that's ridiculous.
They're gonna get
that's ridiculous.
Committee needs to get in there and get those men out there because they deserve to be in there.
Yeah. Well, I told you who the selection committee is. Man, Too Tall Jones and that guy Harvey Martin dominated the pass rush and defensive end positions for many years in Dallas. Nobody could block either one of them guys. You couldn't block Too Tall and you couldn't block Harvey Martin.
Yep. So we're gonna get on to the next on the list, which is you got this right here. You got that video set up, Timona?
I'm sorry, say that again.
You got the video from earlier. Mississippi Valley is playing Central State in the Chicago Classic on September the 2nd.
Oh yeah, I do.
Year.
That's at Soldiers Field.
Soldier Field.
Mm.
But they're gonna try to make it to where it's gonna be big. They wanted it to be big, not to be a real big sellout, but they're trying to make it to where it's gonna be big. Coach Wade spoke at a little luncheon earlier today when they was kicking it off about being invited. And here we go.
Thank you guys. Been here for about an hour. And I already feel like home. Hospitality. You feel great to be in Chicago. It's my first time in Chicago. Just a little quick background. I'm a long Mississippi Valley played. Mississippi Valley State. They just called me back home about a month ago to lead this program. Yes, sir. There's been too much disrespect from the local, so they called me back to kind of restore support. Yes, that's exactly what we're going to do. All right. So, 13 years ago, I was a middle school head football coach, teaching 6th, 7th, 8th graders. Now I'm standing here, my first college job, game, at a historical venue like Soldier Field. Yes, sir. I'll tell you what God did. Very excited about this opportunity. I didn't know I was going to come up and speak. I really didn't know, but very excited to say the least. We're 200 days away from kickoff. It's exactly 200 days before we're kicking off in this game. And we're going to use those next 200 days to prepare the right way. What they expect from Mississippi Valley football. We're going to be disciplined, we're going to be fast, and physical.
Killing them up front.
We're going to give it, and we're going to be able to take it. You know, a lot of coaches, we preach about being able to deliver a punch, deliver a blow. We're taking our guys through some trials and tribulations right now, so when they're faced with something falling, they're able to deal with it. But more importantly, when they're faced with some trials and tribulations in life, they're prepared to deal with it. I won't take up too much time, Coach Porter. I probably don't know me, but you know, I'm with the Fort Valley, so funny story. The coach left Fort Valley State. I was a part of the coaching staff that came in behind him. And one thing that I know, it's my first time being coach. Any team that he coaches is going to be a very tough team. Yes, because I look at those players that remain, they were tough.
There's a mass shooting reported at Michigan State University.
No.
Good night.
10 minutes ago, mass shooting
You said a mass shooting at Michigan State.
in multiple locations around campus.
Whoa.
Sorry for interrupting that, but I just seen that come across my screen.
That's still that's still news for because it's a fact that I don't see anything on there from it. It's from it. I'm gonna see it on there. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on, but I am glad. I'm happy that they're actually playing this game in Chicago, even though that's probably like what a 12-hour drive for Valley, and it's what maybe like a 7-hour drive for Central State. It still will make for good football. So yeah, whew, that man shooting just got to me.
Yeah, they're saying that it's a possibility that the suspect is black.
What? Lord Jesus. I'm looking at. I'm trying to find it. All right. It's from the New York Post. I'm about to read it. So let me take this banner off, y'all, and then we'll get back to it. So, Michigan State campus prompts student staff lockdown. Student and staffers at Michigan State University were ordered to secure in place after shots were fired on campus Monday night, authorities said. There have been shots fired near Berkey Hall on the East Lansing campus. Michigan State Police wrote on Twitter, please secure in place immediately. Police are active on the scene. The post continued. It wasn't immediately clear if anybody was injured. University police also sent out an alert warning the campus community to run, hide, fight. Run means evacuate away from danger. If you can do so safely, hide means to secure in place, and fight means protect yourself and no other option, the message said. They don't have any other word saying on this, but they did say it's at least five injured. At least five injured. It's not saying it's deaths, but it's just five injured. Hopefully that it does not result in loss of life, y'all.
As of right now, a shooter has not been apprehended.
I understand. People put this negative narrative on our HBCUs, but then you got stuff like this happening at PWIs pretty much almost all the time. So look, that's something that we need to put out. Um, we need to just put out in the media. Look, nothing happening at our schools. We don't have that type of crime at our schools, and if we did have that type of crime, it's going to be dealt with, swiftly and accordingly. You got anything to say about this, Mr. Ford?
Well, usually when it's a shooting,
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I think he had his call drop.
Yeah.
At least one person has been killed.
One person has been killed. I wouldn't want no loss of life. I wouldn't want no loss of life.
It says that they're going to shelter in place. I mean, usually when you have these type of things that happen, they're all over the internet.
Do a react. Oh, have you watched the Coach Prime, the bonus episode on Coach Prime?
Where is that scene? Where can you watch that at?
It's on Amazon Prime. It's on Prime Video.
No, I didn't watch it.
He had a bonus episode on the show on the doc, and so basically it was they was talking about they were going into from the SWAC championship game into the Celebration Bowl, and then it comes out like how he went to Colorado in the middle of the night and when they brought him in, then the infamous I got my luggage with me, and it's Louis saying
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
it's on there. So he got everything on there. And then someday I wouldn't want to do. I wouldn't want to broadcast everything on there.
What was the purpose of him doing a bonus episode? You weren't getting enough clout from your other ones, or what was the purpose?
It's for
Well,
recruiting. It's
it's,
recruiting.
yeah,
He's a master at trying to control the narrative. So you have to remember now, let's just be truthful. Prime is a habitual liar, but that's not the most important thing. What he waits on is that to see how many people believe his lie. And a lot of people believe his lie.
yeah,
That they're quick to believe his lies is
Yeah.
because of implicit bias and stereotypes. So
Yeah.
it's believable when Coach Prime says these types of things like it's not safe to be at an HBCU, because that's what people who don't go to HBCUs, that's what they think anyway.
And that's what they want to hear.
right.
And it's kind of like, if I'm a person who's even listening to this rhetoric, it's like, well, why were you trying to get all these kids over there then?
Yeah.
If Jackson State isn't all that you said it was, which whenever he was working at Jackson State, it was, oh my gosh, it's the culture, it's the homecoming, it's 50,000 black people all coming together. Like, he really played it up. And then now you're trying to undo everything that you said. But I would just like to thank some of the athletes, such as Nyreek Sharp, and a lot of the 3 stars that decided to still go to Jackson State, who didn't listen to that rhetoric, or whose parents saw firsthand about what Jackson State is and decided we're not going to listen to what he's saying now.
Right.
Amen.
I like this. I like just how you said this. He uses word salad and straddles the fence with lies.
Yeah, and he usually says a whole bunch of, it's like a whole bunch of nothing. Like,
Yeah.
he never gives specifics. So he leaves it up for discussion on what people meant. Or he'll say something, but he won't say directly what it is. It's manipulative, because we all know that Coach Prime is a person who doesn't mince his words. So if you felt some type of way, why don't you just say it? But now he's in Colorado. They not putting up with that mess.
So
He
No,
said
they're
that
not.
God sent him. God sent you to Colorado for them to tell you not to bring up God at all.
so
That don't
it,
even make sense.
so
God,
Frank, I'm not tripping what he said. What about the winning on the field? He did win on the field. He won on the field. We're not we us me and Timona as Jackson State alum. We are not saying that he didn't win on the field. But what we're saying, and like most people that's Jackson State alum, what we're saying is how the situation was handled. You had you brought this time when the Celebration Bowl came, you were the main one that brought the distraction to the team.
Yes, he did.
Um, you made us he brought the distraction to the team. The way you could have killed that distraction was, look, you already know I'm going to Colorado. Let's get all the nonsense, the bull junk out the way. Let's go out here, play this game, kick their butt, win the championship. That's all you could have said. But it didn't go that way. You know, it did not go that way. It went in the narrative was yes, I'm going to Colorado after the game.
I just don't like it's not what my issue is people get mad when I say something about Coach Prime, or HBCU alums say something about Coach Prime, but in reality, we just react to what is said in the media. Um, it's a reaction and an answer, because I'm not going to let you sit up there and tell lies, and you're not going to make it seem like
we were a charity case. It's just
Right.
not going to happen. And I think it's disingenuous to compare any FCS level, forget about HBCU. Why are you comparing FCS level athletics to FBS when we talk about salaries?
That's
You were
correct.
literally the highest paid. Highest paid.
What's a lot of there?
You
Hey,
keep
yeah, he
talking
was.
about this money that you're making, but all money, in his words, all money ain't good money.
That is correct.
All money is not good money.
So, and I would say this: we was already Jackson State was already a household name in HBCU markets, but yes, I would say that he did put us with him coming into Jackson. We were put more on a national spotlight because of who he was.
I mean,
We've
he can say
always
the same for Colorado too. Nobody ever talks about Colorado in the Pac-12. Nobody cares about Colorado athletics.
And they
That's
still
what you're
don't.
supposed to do.
yeah. So I mean, to me, when it comes down to it, if you was being courted by Colorado since early October, just say, look, I'm going to look. I might be gone after this season. I'm not going to leave my guys. I'm not going to leave my kids out to dry because I'm going to this school. But you should have just my thing is block all these distractions. You had distractions when you played the Southern game in the SWAC championship game. Block the distractions and just go out there and tell your kids to go play ball. What up, Joe? And just go out there and play ball. So, uh, and we did put him on the coaching spotlight because, like I said,
That's a
if he
good
wasn't,
point. That's a good point. Coach Prime put us on the national spotlight. We put him on notice to become a coach at a Power 5. I would just say it's an even trade. Even Steven, you got Walmart to sponsor a field. You had a winning program. And because of that winning program and the highlighting that you did, more so the Power 5s were telling people, hey, you got to shut this stuff down. That's enough. Give him a job.
There
They
you
gave
go.
him the job that they give all black coaches. It's like the honorary job that they have at the Houston Texans for black coaches. If you're black and you need to coach at the Power 5 level, you're going to go to Colorado. If you're black and you're at the NFL level, they're going to send you to the Houston Texans. Honorary black coaching job. And that's not to say that he can't turn. Now, Coach Prime is probably one of the very few black men who can turn lemons into lemonade, or he would be able to turn around a program. Other than that, at the college level, not many black men are able to do that. So that's why the two previous coaches at Colorado, who were both black, were not able to convert their coaching into wins.
but sure, one coach got it. He was in there for like a season and a half. He rolled up out of there and got almost $100 million payday at
Yeah,
Michigan State.
yeah. Mel
Mel,
Tucker.
he knew the writing on the wall. It's time to go. I'm gonna get this money right here, and he's doing well for himself. Carl Durrell, he should have never been hired at Colorado in the first place because he didn't do jack ish at UCLA. I see what you're saying,
Well,
Frankie. He
if
did
they
give
were
him the
smart in
spotlight.
Colorado, they would get out of the Pac-12 and join the Big 12 so they can have that Texas backyard.
Yeah,
That would open up more recruiting lanes for them.
that is true, Chief. The CEO of Walmart is the majority owner of the Denver Broncos, them damn Waltons.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
that's
tell
right.
you, I tell you just like this: if Sam Walton was alive, boy, he would condemn all his kids. He would condemn all his kids because he never Sam Walton. Well, my mom told me about Sam Walton because my mom used to work for Walmart. Also, like I used to work for Walmart. He was the nicest man, but he was not. He was not all about money. He was about family. All his kids is all about money. They all about money. But we ain't gonna. That's a whole nother subject I could get into right there. Um. But yeah, he didn't have no coaching success. Chuck over at UCLA. He was terrible at UCLA.
And to his point where he's saying that Colorado is the hottest team right now, Colorado it just depends on how you look at it. If you read some of those comments from people that, 8.5 by 11s, they are always talking about it's all about Dion. It's all about Neon Dion. Like, if he don't win 6 games, you're going to see some ugliness come out. It's not going to be pretty.
I think it's already come out.
What's that?
You just hit on the head about the atheist and what the atheist is saying. Then he called himself going to start a game on the 0 week, and the AD told him, "You don't make the schedule, I do." It's already come out.
Yeah, those are just like that's just kind of like checking him because
Yeah, right. That's right.
they love to do
Put
is
that
check
buck back in
the
his
power
place.
black man. But what I'm saying is right now, as far as like the Colorado fans, they're bigging up Dion, but that's the thing. Like, he's bringing all this attention, but with that attention, they're going to want the wins to match.
Oh, yeah.
Especially since
The most important time is the season. This is off season. You can do and say what you want.
he complained about, if I don't have the resources at Jackson State, I don't have the NIL at Jackson State, I don't have the facilities at Jackson State. If I had the pay for my coaches, I could do this, this, and that. If I had this and if I had that. So what Colorado did was they gave him everything that he was complaining about. So now you don't have no excuse.
Tony Cook said Colorado ain't winning 6 games next season. Yeah, y'all
Did we do that? Did we do that? What did we say?
We said
Remember we went through the schedule?
Yeah, we went through the schedule. We said probably like 5 games that they'll win next season.
At the most, right?
At the most.
Okay.
But 5 games is 4 games more than last year.
That is true. That's true.
A 5-7 that's a pretty good jump from last year.
That would be improvement. That would be improvement.
I haven't really been paying attention, but it just seems like he's trying to use that same strategy that he was using in Jackson State, with the skilled positions, but not getting that beef up there, up at the front. So
that's why you're gonna get beat to death by Utah and all them physical teams in the Pac-12. They're gonna beat them to death.
And then the thing is with black athletes coming to Colorado, as soon as that racism rears its ugly head, which, trust me, they've done some ugly things. Like at Mizzou, they put cotton balls all over the black student, right in front of the Black Student Union. They put cotton balls all out in front of the lawn as a so-called prank. And there wasn't a repercussion for it. So there's just some passive-aggressive things that happened at PWIs. And you know what? I'm not wishing anything bad to happen because I want Shedeur to have a good season at Colorado. I want for him to be drafted. He was primed to be drafted from Jackson State.
Oh, no doubt about it.
You said let that man rest in peace. Rest in peace. Talking about Elsa, let it go.
I do let it go, but when it comes back up, I'm gonna reiterate everything regarding Jackson State. I'm going to.
Oh Lord. Lord, hey, Hey, he gone up there to the wicked. He gone up there to the Wizard of Oz and the AD Rick George is Glinda the Good Witch or whatever you want to call it. Siberia, America. He over there.
There you
He
go.
chill, doing what he doing over there. We doing what we doing here in the SWAC. Uh, ain't nobody better than us in the SWAC. So let's call it a day. But let's get back to this because somebody had came into MEAC Mike. You already know Pac-12 is solid set for those two teams, those 3 or 4 teams at the top. USC, Utah, UCLA, Oregon. You can add Oregon State and UW up in there at Washington. So
Yeah. Right.
it's kind of, it ain't real top heavy, but it'll make for interesting football coming up in the in the fall. But I want to get back to what's going on at Michigan State. What you say, Simona? It was somebody. They confirmed somebody passed away.
They said at least one person had been shot.
One person. Let me see. Jackson State defeats Bethune Cookman tonight, 91-64.
That's where the shooter is. Hey, Jordan.
Did the girls win?
You talking about Jackson State girls or which girls?
I should have asked what was the score. What's the score? I know they won, but
They didn't update. They didn't put out a final. Actually, somebody said that.
I got up on the athletic.
Okay.
91-64.
That's what the girls or boys?
That's the men. The women
you got the girls score?
77-52.
Okay. So the season has about what, 2 more weeks? What is it?
Yeah, 2 more weeks. 2 more weeks.
2 more weeks. Okay.
That MEAC, the women's side, it's gonna look real interesting, Mr. Ford.
Well, they got a Norfolk takeover right now. Norfolk's the best with the women, and Norfolk's the best with the men. Mm-hmm. They got a Norfolk takeover in the MEAC. I tell people all the time when I visited Norfolk, it was kind of like visiting Southern. I felt like Norfolk should dominate every sport in the MEAC.
Yeah. So but for the men, Howard on the men's side is Howard women and Howard men is coming up also. So
yeah, Blakeney is. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So they got something going on up there in DC. So I will give them that, y'all.
But I can't pick them right now for Norfolk. I can't.
Well, Howard and Norfolk on the women's side play at the end of the year.
Okay.
Both of them play at the end on March 2nd. So
is that MEAC tournament in Norfolk?
I haven't
seen it at the scope.
Let me see. Yep, you correct. At the Scope Arena.
Well, now you know the player that made the Scope popular, right?
Allen Iverson.
No, this is way before Allen Iverson. You remember Julius Erving?
Oh, Dr. J. Oh yeah,
he was with a team called the Virginia Squires. They were NBA. This was in the 70s. And Julius Erving was doing them house calls in the Scope.
Yeah, you said the house calls.
He was doing them house calls, bro. Called him the doctor.
Damn you. 62 it's good that we got people watching games and giving us these updates. Ain't that something?
What did FAMU do?
They said FAMU is up by 2 with 2 minutes left.
This
And
would be
And they're
great
playing who?
if they beat Alcorn. This would be so great. That'll be
Oh,
great.
that's right. They're playing Alcorn.
if they beat Alcorn, that's an upset.
Well, doesn't that change the rankings for the SWAC?
Alcorn was number 1, right?
Alcorn's still number 1.
Yeah.
Now,
I know,
it
but if
all,
they lose, wouldn't that change the rankings?
well, it all depends on what you got with Grambling, and you have
Gremlin and Southern are 9-3 and 9-3.
So
Man, we should have an outstanding tournament. On that men's side, we should have a good tournament. What's
So
Southern's record?
we're 8-5, but we beat Alcorn.
yeah.
So
What's Southern?
9 and 3 in the
9-3.
And what about Texas Southern?
Texas Southern is at the
Southern-
bottom of the barrel.
Ooh, that's sad.
Texas
That's
Southern
terrible.
4-8.
That's terrible. But they're telling but he has the same problems that y'all got. He got guard problems. So you can't win big in basketball anymore without excellent guard play. You got to have excellent guard play.
So, just hypothetically speaking, if Jackson State is able to beat, isn't Gremlin coming to Jackson State?
Yep.
Hypothetically speaking, for the men's side, we actually have Alcorn State next, or this coming Saturday is Alcorn State.
That's in Jackson?
Yes.
That's going to be big.
So we already beat them once.
That's going to be a big game.
Is there an ability for Jackson State to take first place? We don't have Gremlin and Southern anymore. There's no longer Gremlin, and I don't see it on here. Gremlin and Southern are not on this schedule any longer. So now left that we have Alcorn State, and then we have Texas Southern and Prairie View. Those are all home games. So the next 3 games are all home games. And then we have UAPB and Mississippi Valley State. So is there a chance for Jackson State?
Now, Alcorn's going to give you know what? Alcorn's going to bring it. Now, you should get Texas Southern because they're reeling. Prairie View's going to come in and play. Now, who the other teams you said?
Valley and then
Valley and UAPB. You know, UAPB, we had there was a little tussle.
I was about to say the main thing, don't let that cheerleader from Mississippi Valley come. She might jump on one of the players.
She was with the smoke Saturday.
Yeah, she was. I saw that thing this weekend.
I was looking at the
I
video.
couldn't believe it. She walked on the court.
Yeah, they said that the men won 91-64. They did not play no games today. They came to play, okay? 91-64 against Bethune.
But you also too with Bethune. Bethune was playing. They was coming in hot, but they did lose 3 in a row. That was their 3rd loss in a row. So they were on a hot streak when they came in before the Raymond Woody introduction.
Oh, they introduced him at the game?
They had him. They was at the game, but they already had the introduction though. I was supposed to do a show on.
Why we didn't play Southern and Gremlin twice? We only played them one time. Everybody, well, I guess there's certain teams that we play twice. So Valley is one of them. Arkansas, Pine Bluff, Prairie View.
Southern and Grambling and Southern is well, we don't have divisions in the SWAC for basketball, so everything is all one. one whole conference. But
I'm hoping that Florida A&M can pull that win out. That would be so great.
And they're playing who?
Alcorn.
they're down
Yeah.
by one,
Yeah.
63-63.
Like you said, Doc, that would be that guy's doing a good job at Alcorn. That would be an upset.
Yeah, it'll be an upset. It will be.
It's an upset that we need. I'm thinking if they upset Alcorn and we're able to beat them again, wouldn't we be at least in second place? We still got beat by Southern and
second place. So we will be
behind Southern and Grambling.
Yeah, but see, Southern and Grambling got to play each other anyway too.
Yeah, they play All-Star Weekend up in Utah.
It's Saturday.
Yeah. That's going to be a big game, national television.
The HBCU Classic, that game counts.
They play that Saturday, right?
Saturday afternoon.
That's next Saturday?
No, this Saturday. All-Star
This
Weekend.
Saturday, okay.
All-Star Weekend is this Saturday. And it's funny.
So they didn't have the CIAA tournament this weekend?
It's always the last weekend in February, isn't it?
February, yeah.
CIAA. It should be soon. Should be the last of February.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, by the way, Mr. Kim, y'all come up with some candidates. Y'all claim y'all gonna fire the girls' basketball coach, the men's basketball coach. Who are the candidates? Who gonna replace him? And can y'all pay the boys' basketball coach $300,000? Come on up in Atlanta and get Mike. What's that boy's name? Kevin Ollie. You need a named person. You got that beautiful arena, 9,000 seats. Go on and get a big name on.
Yeah. You're doing a great job. That is, Uncle said he is doing a great job with a talentless team. Just imagine when he actually gets some recruits. It's gonna be ugly.
Who is that?
Talking about Jackson State.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
More out of New
But I still say, Doc,
go to the line with
he's got to do national
17.2
recruiting.
seconds remaining. Alcorn State has pulled all their players off the free throw line as they await the first shot is good. As the Braves extend to a 2-point lead over FAMU. Second shot is good. 17 seconds remaining in the game. Here is Tillman. Tillman is going to call Florida A&M's last time out with 13 seconds remaining in the game. And Al, right now, Florida A&M needs a 3 to tie this.
I'm going to say it's just like this.
Is it too late to go for the quick?
You got to draw up a 3. 13 seconds left to try to tie the game. We had a game like this last year, and Stevens hit a jump out of that corner right there and tied the game. Who do you set this up for?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. The Rattlers have gotten scoring from different people, and tonight we've seen Jalen Bates knock down some 3.
Bates got 15. Janu has 11. Smith has 11. Tillman has 10. But, Byron Smith has the sweetest shot.
Yes, he does.
The softest shot.
Softest shot.
He would be my guy. I mean, I would set up a pick.
Yeah, so we won't get copyrighted. That gym is empty.
Man, it's ridiculous. That's a beautiful facility, man. I've been in it. Al Lawson Center. Man, it's like you said, it's ridiculous that gym is like that.
I'm sure if they turned around their season, I'm sure that it would be a lot more packed. Just saying.
I don't think Sam really cares about basketball. I really don't.
I think
we have to ask Mr. Campbell. I think he said that they really don't care.
Basketball. He said it's Tallahassee.
Yeah, see, when I was growing up, they had Clement Johnson. You remember Clement Johnson? He played with Julius Erving with the 76ers.
Okay.
They had some win. A.J. Triplett was the coach at that time. But they don't care about basketball. They really don't care about track and field anymore. FAM has had numerous gold medal winners.
Oh, yeah, he said played with the 76ers, number 45. He made the first free throw. He deliberately got to miss the second free throw. Got a question for you from Pacifico. He said Dion has to at least be bowl eligible for his first season to be a success. National title, no. Pac-12 championship, no. What do you think? They messed that up. I think that if he can get bowl eligible in his first year, and it don't even have to be no big bowl, just bowl, it will be a success. But just, Mr. Campbell, you right. They ain't winning over 5 games, so not in his first season. D-Lob asked me, why would Pac-12 want SMU? They want the Dallas-Fort Worth market.
Yeah, that's a major market.
That's a major market.
That's bigger than the Atlanta market.
Yeah, the Dallas market, but it's SMU though. But yeah, it's SMU, but still, it's a major market.
Yes, it is.
Because TCU already in. There's no team in the Big 12 from Dallas. The closest team in the Big 12 is TCU. So you get SMU in the Pac-12, that changes the whole landscape.
Yeah, because you know all them people from California moving to Texas.
And the game is over with, y'all.
And who won?
Alcorn.
Oh, okay.
Alcorn 67-64.
Okay. So, Mr. Campbell, what about the basketball program?
Mr. Campbell, can you please step forward? Please step to the plate as the honorary FAMU delegate for all things why FAMU be losing in football. Why
They
FAMU
ain't had a basketball program since Coach Gillespie.
I'm about to give you the floor, Mr. Campbell, so you can go on and tell everybody what's up with FAMU basketball. Tell me what's up with FAMU athletics.
Well, FAMU basketball is pathetic. It's filthy.
He said he's eating chicken. He ain't got to get on the camera. Go ahead and smack him between talking.
How did Bethune do tonight? You got blown out both times.
The words of Shedeur Sanders, it equates to a blowout.
It equates to a blowout.
Damn, you ought to be shaming themselves.
Oh, guess I got something that's on deck right now. It's
I mean, that was a good close game, and Alcorn. Listen, the fact that FAMU was able to hang tough with Alcorn and Jackson State. Alcorn is ranked number 1. The fact
what's FAMU's record?
They're 11-2 now.
Wait a minute, FAMU boys?
No, Alcorn is 11.
No, what's FAMU's record? The men.
3-10 now.
Oh.
In the conference.
Okay.
A very, very close game. Like, that was a good game for FAMU. They showed out. They played tough. So they just need some adjustments. One of the biggest adjustments They need to go into that transfer portal, or they need to go to Africa and go get them some height.
What about a
Height.
new coach? What's his record overall?
Doing good. He just needs the listen. FAMU's got a nice facility, so it ain't
Yes,
no
they do.
excuse. There's no excuse. They have a nice facility. They have a beautiful location in Tallahassee, Florida. So you got two things going for yourself right there.
What's how many years has that guy, the FAMU's men's coach, been there? Doc.
Mr. Campbell don't want to answer no type of questions. We need to know these things.
He got that. Mr. Campbell said he got the air fryer going right now.
Let's see. The head coach is it Robert McCullum?
That's him. How many years has he been there?
Since 2017. Oh, he's 68 years old. It's about time for him to hang it up. We need some fresh.
I think they're gonna do that. Yeah, I think they're gonna do that.
I mean, during the 2019-2020 season, he was 10-6 in the conference.
That's his only winning season.
That was in the MEAC though.
Oh, it looked like he had a winning season 2018 to 2019. He was 9-7.
And you say he's 3-10 now?
3-10 in conference play now.
He got a problem. And I know both of them probably want him and the latest coach out.
Oh, they've been wanting Coach Pillow out for
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think they want both of them out. They want to change. But see, here's the thing is, who are you going to go and get?
Don't know. You don't know who you get.
Yeah, you going to get a big name, or you just going to get somebody that's keep the same thing going? Status quo?
Here's one thing it says. It says that McCullum led the Rattlers to a winning conference for 4 straight seasons from 2018. He even had a winning season last year. He had an 11-7 record. It said that both prior to that, the Rattlers had not had a winning record since 2006-2007 season. So they need to go ahead and keep him. He might have had a bad season this year, but for you to just, it looked like you had a long drought of not winning. So 1 year of not winning is not going to hurt you.
Well, you have to see what the AD says. I mean, do you want a championship program, or do you want a mediocre program, or do you want a losing program? That's what she got to make her mind up on that. I think it's Miss Tiffany Dawn Sykes.
Well, I think they said that one of the issues, of course, is the administration and their investment in athletics. Mm-hmm. There's no way that you have a athletic or an arena that looks like that and a location like Tallahassee and not be able to recruit some good talent.
The key word you just said, Tallahassee, because Florida State is still going to be king in that city as far as when it comes to basketball. Even when it comes to basketball now, because Leonard Hamilton has been producing for like the last.
Yeah, he's looking terrible right now, though.
Terrible, but
you're right. Yeah, but he's looking terrible right now.
He has been producing.
Yeah, he has. He's part of that Kentucky tree. He started out with Joe B. Hall and them, but I've seen him 3 or 4 times.
Last in their conference. They 6-9.
Yeah, they looking. I've seen them 3 or 4 times.
8-18 overall.
Yeah, but when it comes down to it, though.
Well, what they tell Leonard is, if he can go to the tournament and get 2 games in, they good.
True.
They want him to do at least 2 to 3 games in that NCAA tournament. Because Florida State is football. That's football is king. They just gave the football coach at Florida State a whole lot of money and a new contract.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Norvell.
Well, this Southern.
Oh, we need Southern to lose. That's exactly what we need. We need Southern to lose.
That guy's a good coach for me. I like him. Sean Woods.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. If he ever gets them, like you say, Mr. Mona, them 6'9" that can play, they better watch They better watch them Jags. They better watch them Jags.
See, and this what messed us over with when we played them the first time. Guard play. They know when
Yeah,
to speed up and they know when to slow down.
Now, what's the name? Grambling has pretty good guard play.
Yeah, Grambling got
Yeah,
good guard play this season.
yeah. Southern's guard play is not bad either.
Nah. That, there's a place in Monroe. This is a forward time. There's a place in Monroe. He got some chicken right before he got the Grambling. I'm trying to figure out what's that spot because I've probably been there myself.
Which one, dude?
It was a chicken spot in. He says a chicken spot in Monroe. And he was on his way to Grambling, and it was right off
No,
the
my
highway.
chicken spot was in Graham. It was right there once you came off the campus. Before you went down in the village, it was right there. That's where I got my chicken from. I can't remember that man's name. I remember Delafosse cut my hair. That man's place was right around the corner from Mr. Delafosse's place. Yeah, that's where I got my chicken. Now, what I used to do when we would go to Monroe, we went to the mall and we would go see. I think the high school was called Carroll.
Yeah,
I can't remember. It was Carroll, wasn't it?
yeah. Carroll is.
Yeah, they were really good in basketball.
And
And the other thing we would do, we would go to the movies in Monroe because I lived in Ruston. Yeah.
For a second, it's slowing down the feed. Says Spike. Yeah, I remember. I spent probably like half a year in Bastrop, Louisiana.
Yeah.
I will never go there again.
Yeah. In Bastrop, that's where Willis Reed is from, right?
Willis Reed, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's from Bastrop, yeah. Because we had a number of players on the football team from Bastrop.
They did come out with the suspected shooter, and he actually is white.
Thank God. Thank God that they got him. Thank God they caught him. And, hopefully no other.
Where they said they caught him at? I didn't see that they caught him. It says he's still armed, loose and considered armed and dangerous. It didn't say that. Where did it say they caught him?
Let me check and see. Make sure. On the rest of the judgment. But let's see. Tomorrow. Oh yeah, Willis Reed from Bernice. That's what I thought.
He from where?
He from Bernice.
Bernice, okay.
Yeah, him and Benny Anders.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
They cousins.
Yeah, they were cousins.
But yeah, I think tomorrow I am going to do. If anybody's on here, I'm doing Alcorn's schedule breakdown tomorrow afternoon, and also I am trying to figure out what we do some more stuff for Black History. But I'm going to go ahead and shut this one down for tonight, y'all. I thank everybody for coming in on the show, even though the co-host was late, but that's okay. It's okay. She had to take care of the kid. But we got anything coming up this week other than the HBCU Classic at All-Star Game?
Yeah, that's gonna be a big one.
Yep, that's Saturday. XFL starts up this Saturday too, this weekend.
Now, what time is the Southern Grambling game at the All-Star thing?
I think it's at 3.
Okay, I gotta make sure I'm in play.
Let me check. Yeah, it's at 3:00. It's gonna be on ESPN too.
Okay, yeah, I'll make sure I'm watching. Listen, y'all have a good night.
All right, thank you.
All right. All right.
Well,
Right.
is that concluding our Monday night review?
Including the Monday night review. We'll probably do this again next Monday. Whatever good news come out from the HBCU world, we'll do it again.
So
Tomorrow,
hopefully we'll be able to get a show with Coach Wade of Valley.
Oh yeah.
Where he can talk about, because he's been doing some recruiting and he's really been hitting the ground running. Him and of course the AD is Hakeem McClellan, and it just looks like they're moving by leaps and bounds, and they're going to turn that program around.
Yep. Yep. So, like I said, tomorrow afternoon, I'm doing Alcorn schedule breakdown for those Braves that want to jump on, and then probably take a break Wednesday, and then Thursday. Trying to figure out what we're gonna do for Thursday. I gotta get some ideas for the show Thursday, and then also on Saturday is Saturday Night Live. How you like the new for Monday Night Review, the new background?
It looks nice. I like it.
It's good. It's good. I was like, oh, I'll do this right here. But yeah, I will see you, I guess, on Saturday then.
Saturday Night Live.
All right. You have a good one. And also, everybody, make sure if you want to go ahead and still donate, like I said, you still donate to Boone Cookman Athletic for the football team. Every penny, every dollar counts. I'm trying to get my cash out. But like I said, this is what we're doing. The cash app is right here below. Make sure if you want to go ahead and donate, you can donate 5, 10, 20. It doesn't matter how much you want to donate. Just put your money where your mouth is. And we're trying to get to $2,000 by the end of this month. So you might have to push it up a little bit more to see where we can get at. But that is my goal, y'all. But other than that, I would like to thank everybody for coming on the stream and rocking with us tonight. This has been another HBCU Overdrive live stream. I'm your guy, Doc Holliday. This is where HBCUs matter. If you, like I said, announcement before, you haven't done it by now, make sure that you like the stream, make sure that you comment, share, and most of all, subscribe. Hit that notification bell to get everything HBCU Overdrive. And if you want to become an exclusive member, all you have to do is hit that join button for $4.99. But as always, man, y'all be blessed, y'all stay safe, and always stay dangerous. Peace.